Hackney's been through an enormous amount of change over the last 15 years. Our public services and schools have gone from some of the worst in the country to amongst the very best. However, it can often feel that this change hasn't delivered for everyone equally. The new Hackney Community Strategy is our response to these changes, but also the great challenges we're going to face over the next 10 years. It will help us solve the big intractable issues, including how we make Hackney fairer through reducing poverty and inequality. Most importantly, it was developed with you, our residents, staff, businesses and partners, all building on the amazing work that we did through a Hackney, a place for everyone.
We have some excellent schools, we have really great transport, we have fantastic parks, and so it's and a very vibrant cultural scene. Whilst Hackney is transformed, lots of amazing things are happening. There are lots of people who enjoy working or living in the borough. We do have residents who feel like that they've been left behind.
Well, we're doing everything we can to tackle the crisis to help the 13,000 households on the housing register and the 3,000 families in bed and breakfast accommodation.
We have amongst the highest private sector rents in the UK. We have amongst the highest demand for those services as well. How we are hitting the crisis really, firstly, we are building truly affordable housing.
2,000 new homes to be built by the council between 2018 and 2022, and over half of those will be genuinely affordable, whether that's council rent or shared ownership part buy, part rent homes for those people trying to get onto the housing ladder.
We deliver them ourselves, we design them ourselves and we manage them ourselves. These are good quality award-winning homes.
So we actually have 3 hubs in the borough. So we've got the hub in Hoxton, we've got a hub in Redmond Centre, and we've also got a hub at Gascoigne Centre. And residents can pop in and they will discuss what their job goals are. They'll go through an assessment, they'll look at different opportunities, they'll get support with CV building, interview techniques, also connecting with employers as well. We've had residents that come in, it's the first time that they've had employment. It could be that they wanted to change career for a while, different jobs. We've looked at supporting them to further their career or start in their career in their first role. It's changed their lives in terms of the financial aspect of it, but also the social aspect of that as well.
We have an employer engagement team whose remit is to work with employers and empower them to become better local employers of local talent. So it's more than just essentially placing people in roles, it's actually helping businesses to become better employers, recruiting local people into roles that they historically have found the need to go outside of the borough to recruit for.
So we've got a Hackney Lates that we've set up, which is between 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock in the evening once a month. So individuals, residents can come in and get the same service that they would get on a 9 to 5 service.
School Streets is Hackney Council's pioneering scheme to transform roads outside schools so that only pedestrians and cyclists can use them at school start and finish times. School Streets tackles congestion and improves air quality at the school gates, making it easier and safer to walk and cycle to school. Vehicles aren't permitted to enter the street between these times unless they've been granted an exemption.
My name is James Green, I'm the head of school at Seabright Primary. Our main concerns about road safety on the streets surrounding Seabright are the high level of numbers of cars using our streets. We get cars mounting the pavement and also speeding along our roads. We are concerned about the level of air pollution around our school, and we hope by adopting school streets we can reduce the level of air pollution around us.
The School Streets programme has been a success in Hackney, and we are expanding the scheme across the borough.
So Red Thread's Youth Violence Intervention Programme here at Homerton aims to interrupt cycles of violence by ensuring that young people aren't discharged back into the same precarious circumstances that led to them presenting here in the first place. We meet young people who present to hospital with violence-related injuries or presentations relating to exploitation, and then we implement measures to safeguard them upon discharge. So that might be getting young people into safe housing, might be getting them into employment, it might be enabling them to access services like counselling, and we endeavour to make relational referrals rather than detached cold ones that young people may not follow up on. We're helping to reach young people at an earlier juncture so they're not being so horrifically injured necessarily when they come here, and we can try and stop that escalation of violence and of harm. The statistic is that young people will come to a hospital 4 or 5 times before they're, for example, multiply stabbed. So meeting them here is to keep them safe earlier and to actually prevent harm that might transpire later down the line.
We look at different ways to reduce social isolation and loneliness amongst older people. We've worked with the council to develop a strategy which was led by older people, asking of older people in the borough what would they like to see change. With that insight, we would hope that we can influence the strategy to make sure that it really does reflect the needs of older people.
Hackney is one of the few areas which really look after the older people.
It gets us out of the house, and we socialised together. We went to the seaside together, so it's like a small community in itself.
Through the Connect Hackney programme, we have so far reached over 3,000 people, reduced their sense of loneliness, improved their sense of connections across the borough.
For us to be able to ensure that Hackney remains a vibrant, a cohesive borough, we need to continue to invest in education to make sure we still have excellent schools for our children. We need to make sure that we have good quality jobs, good quality employment, access to employment for our residents. We need to make sure that we are investing in genuinely affordable housing, but also campaigning to make sure that we're getting more money to invest in the homes that we need in the borough. And also tackling issues around climate change. Hackney has been a leader in this area for a number of years, and we just need to make sure that we continue to do our bit.